Hi folks, this is Craig. Hope you all doing well. I'm really excited to be here today. I want to tell you a little bit about our newest piece of gear. This is our little Moonlighter. It's a nice little piece of equipment. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. Let's get this bad boy out of here. There we go. Now, when you buy one from us, you're going to get 2 large lithium batteries. Okay. Other companies, if they do handle this type of gear, they're only going to give you 1. We also have a user's guide inside the box. We have a USB cable. You can see the little icon there. And for the first time ever, we used our software. Oh, I know, I dislike it. I always have. I hate being forced to use software when I shouldn't have to. But this is actually going to help you. It's nothing to worry about, and I'll explain that all to you at another time. Now, this is my demo unit. This is the one that I also tested. Not only that, a few other people did too. So you might see some scuff marks or something. A brand new one's going to look like it should. Brand new. Very small, very lightweight. You can see I can hold it in my hand with relative ease. Now this also means that you can fold this little guy up and stuff it where you need to stuff it. And by that I mean in your glove box, your wife's glove box, in your shop, at home, at work. This is going to be so affordable, you're going to want more than just one. You really will. But let's get to that. Okay, I just want to give you the basics, show you what we have here. Okay, we used a comfortable strap. When we made or designed the goggles, our Tough Eyes goggles, we put a silicone swirl on the inside of the strap itself. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost hair, and so the silicone wasn't such a good idea. Yeah, it stopped it from moving and slipping, but it was hard to get tweaked for your head. Alright, now, on this, I just want to show you that we also wanted you to be able to replace the strap if it gets chewed on by a dog, okay, or cut pulling it out of a toolbox in your shop or wherever you happen to be. Now on the other side, you'll see our strap assembly right there. Okay, very low profile, right up against the cable itself. We have 2 strain reliefs on the cable. Comes out of the battery box, goes through a strain relief, and one on the opposite side. And a feature I like a lot, we wanted to make sure that this could be easily replaced, not part of the assembly. So you can actually use a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, this allows you to replace the entire cable and the battery box. That's if your dog chews on it or crap happens. Okay, good little feature to have. Now, with the battery back in the back of your head, I was a little leery of that. But after talking to engineers and people who have worn this type of battery pack, I felt it at ease. It is made out of silicone rubber. It is pliable, so it's not going to be something hard against the back of your head. And as well, if you look here, this is on the inside of the head assembly, we also have silicone rubber. That goes against your forehead. It's fairly comfortable, and it really doesn't slip. It's nice. All right. Now with the battery pack itself, very easy to use. I have a small tab right here. Simply pull up on that, and just pull the watertight seal off in there. Now, right now you'll see that you have an X and a Q. That is simply a designator that this is battery location number 1. Alright? If you have two, it doesn't matter. But if you only have one battery, you definitely need to put it in this slot. Now this is the huge silicone, huge lithium battery that we have for this. This battery alone will run this rig for many hours. And because we give you two, we want you to get max amount. It's going to be eating up SD cards like crazy. Now to put this in place, I tend to give it a little rock with my hand using my full fingers. That allows you to get it on without a lot of difficulty. This is actually a watertight seal for a supply voltage from maybe a wall adapter, a small one, that that basically has USB output voltage around 5 volts. Okay. Now let's move on to the light assembly itself. And I love this. It's so small. We made it as simple as we could. We made it as functional as we could. We spent enough money to make it better than anything else you're going to find out there. We have improved Sony optics and a Sony processor. That's just going to give you a very fast video capability with clean, crisp images. Super cool. It really is. Now, this is the head mount. This is the camera and light head itself. It ratchets, which is a nice feature to have when you're walking about. You probably be looking straight out or down a little bit in front of you, just so that you see everything that you're walking through. The reason we call this the Moonlighter is because, like the moon, it lights up everywhere. Everything will be lit and in focus to a degree. Alright? Now, again, if we flip this over, we'll see a rubber seal here, and also see a red LED that is off right now, so of course it doesn't look red. But when you charge through the USB port under here, this LED will flash until the battery is fully charged, and then it will shut down. A good feature to have. This is also the record LED that you can actually see by looking up with your eyes. You can see if it's flashing or if it's off or if it's on solid. So you always know what status your recording is at. Alright, kind of cool. Now, I'll just stick my fingernail in there and pull this down. I always hold it with my left thumb because I'm right-handed. USB port is right here. This is the SD slot. Okay, if you look, you can see a little. Oh, my secretary will get that. I'm sorry. When you put your SD card in, you want to put it in the very top of this assembly. You can actually jam it crooked down inside. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's not going to help you. All right. Now, when you use your USB cable, there's an icon on the cable on the end that plugs into here. It always wants to face down towards this rubber port. Okay. When you have an SD card that you need to change or put in, it always needs to also be text down or writing down. An easier way to remember, if you're like me, gold up is the way it's supposed to go. So text down, gold up, slide it in place, give it a little wiggle, snap it locked, and close the port. Pretty easy to change out a SD card. Okay. And I typically tell people to run no less than a 16 gigabyte, maybe one a 32, because the record time with this is phenomenal. With full bright level 3 light and 1080 running at the same time, you're looking 6 to 7 hours. If you're looking at recording only, like daytime recording, without a light, we're talking 17, 18 hours. It's phenomenal. It really is. Now, let's go ahead and show you how this thing runs. Again, the record button on the top. The light button is right here. You can see it's a day glow, and it also glows in the dark to help you locate it. Both are easily pressed with a pair of gloves on. They've been tested by more than me. So, to record with this, all you do is press on the button, press on it once, and let go. The red LED comes on, and when it's done testing, it'll start recording. It checked your SD card, found there was enough memory, and it looked at your battery to make sure that there was enough charge time to make a video. Everything looked good, so it started recording. Now, if you want to pause your recording to move something around or to go to a different location, press the button once, and it pauses. It's still in record mode, but it's paused. To continue recording, press it once again like you did to turn it on, and it starts recording once more. To turn it off, you press and hold down until you see it flash and let go. Couldn't get a lot easier than that. Okay, now as far as the lighting assembly goes, only one switch to contend with. It has 4 positions: a low, a medium, and a high, and 4th time there's a fade to black. Really nice if you're doing a how-to video. That's one more fade out that you don't have to do for your software. It also has a Morse code SOS capability. You saw how that happened. I just pressed and held in on the button until the light came on. It increased by intensity and then went off. That's all you need to do to get it to go into SOS mode. To get it out of the mode, just press and hold it. You see it blink and go up. So we saw the light, we saw how it worked, we saw how this guy records. I think I told you just about everything about this little jewel. We love it, we're very happy with it. I know you guys are going to love it. This will allow you to go out in the woods at night and see exactly what's around, where you're heading, and out many feet, not just trying to see with a spotlight that's too bright, too focused, and only lighting up one chunk. And because it's so bright, everything around it is just invisible. That's why we call this the Moonlighter, because like the moon, it lights everything. And that is, of course, within a certain distance, about 60 to 70 feet. And what that means is, if you're out coon hunting, your dog has a coon tree, you walk up on him, instead of just lighting up the dog's head and its front paws and a chunk of the tree, you're going to see everything. You can see your dog, other dogs if they're there. You're going to see the entire tree and the area around the tree, and if you look up, you'll see the coon as well. So, I think a lot better. I don't like a bright spot that just washes out everything and only allows you to see a very small area. It's easy to miss something if you have a tight focus beam, especially if you travel. Now, for a hunting tool, this is great. Wear it to your tree at night. Once you're up in your tree, you can click this down, so if something starts clawing at the tree or growling or whatever, all you have to do is one click and you see what it is. And you can also have video proof of what you saw, not just a good story. Okay, video proof. There's nothing better. Now, yeah, it's a great tool for hunting, but it's not the only thing that this thing is good for. If you want to make a how-to video, you've got an internal light source that's focused. Basically what you light up is what you record. Like any other piece of gear, there is a learning curve with it. You have to use it, record a few videos, see what you did right or wrong, and build from there. So like any other piece of gear that we have, we made it tough, we made it simple. Tough, I mean, this is a solid aluminum bezel right here. If you look, it's got a little scalloped edge to it. That's the same scalloped edge that excuse me, most flashlights you buy now have. They call it a defense ring. You're supposed to be able to take this off, turn it around, slam this into somebody's head, at least hurt them badly, but it's not a feature that I'd be too concerned about. But it does a good job in protecting the camera. So if you run into a tree, like Sonny Bono, you're going to be stuck. Well, folks, that's about all I can think of. I'm sure I missed more than one item, but this is going to be very economical for all of you guys to carry, and not just carry in one place either. Okay. Stay tuned to us. We're coming up next with our Master Blaster. It's another headlight assembly. Doesn't have video in it because it has an output of 1200 lumens. That would just overdrive any lens anywhere near the light source. But it's a zoom, so you can adjust the focus, you can adjust the power. It's another nice piece of gear to add to our video family. So again, guys and gals, thanks very much for your time. Thanks very much for asking us to develop something like this. We appreciate your business.